What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, my beautiful Nubian queens and kings out there that are listening right now. Thank you so much for pressing play. I'm super stoked to be here. My name is Kanikia, your host for Uncharted Melanin, the podcast, a unfiltered podcast where creativity and expansion meets Black excellence. Daily raw and unfiltered content Monday through Friday and interviews every Thursday. You aren't going to want to miss today's episode, so let's dive right in. Mental health check. Take a second to drop into your body, to drop into your heart space. How are you feeling today? What has been coming up for you today? What emotions are you feeling? And what and whose emotions are you holding on to that do not belong to you? Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Drop your shoulders. Maybe make small circles, rocking your head from left to right and from right again. Just taking a second to drop into your own essence, to your presence before we go into this talk. But first and foremost, take what you need. If you need to pause this and come back, tap a little deeper into that subtle awareness, those subtle senses within your body. Go for it. And if you're ready, let's take another 3 deep inhales. Two more. Fill all the way up. All right. Let it go. One last breath. Fill all the way up. Keep going. A little more space. Open mouth exhale. Let it go. How many times have you heard sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you? Not only as a kid, but even growing up. Maybe you've heard you're too sensitive. Or maybe you've heard that you're mean and you're the bully. I've been on both sides. Today I wanted to really drop into how to self-regulate, how to soothe yourself in the middle of a panic attack, how to soothe yourself when you're having a really hard time. Because oftentimes mental health isn't talked about. It's not really clear the steps that we need to take, or not necessarily a need, but for me, not having the information accessible to me, not knowing where to look, and for me, not having a practice that felt good within my body. Breathing has been a monumental, phenomenal tool as far as my healing. Being able to drop into my breath when I am having anxiety, dropping into my breath when I stutter. I know you guys hear me pause quite often on this podcast. It's because I'm trying to get myself together. There are times when words do hurt and they don't feel good. And sometimes there are days where it's easier to roll with the punches and it's almost like your skin repels their words. And there are some days where their words really hit your heartstrings. They really pull at them. They make you feel some type of way. This morning, I really was overcoming sadness. And I am a huge advocator for feeling out your feelings, really getting to the core of why the emotion came up. And this morning, as I was crying, I felt unseen. I felt unheard. I felt an overwhelming sense of just sadness. When I would cry, I started hyperventilating. I could not breathe, and not remembering to tap into my breath really took me on a cycle that just kept repeating over and over again, to the point where I just felt so exhausted this morning, where I had to stop, had to breathe, had to come back into this present moment and remind myself that I am not my feelings. I am not my sadness. I am not my grief. I am not my happiness. I am not my feelings, period. And feelings are just that. They come and go, but they do not define who we are. And understanding that it is okay to experience them is huge. Recognizing that it's okay to be in your grief, it's okay to be in your sadness, because there are lessons to be learned throughout it. So this morning, after I was going through that vicious cycle, may I say, I came and I returned to my breath. Taking deep breaths in, exhaling, letting go, repeating the cycle until slowly but surely the tears stopped, the hyperventilating stopped, and a sense of clarity came over me, and I felt like I was able to see the bigger picture. The reason why I bring this up is I'm sure if you're listening to this, you are of age, you're probably working, you are doing well for yourself, essentially. And what I mean for that is that looks different for everybody. But when I mean like working, I mean, I'm sure you're handling your business. And when I mean business, I don't necessarily mean like actual business, but just like you're handling your shit. But how often is it that when we see a child cry, we see a child go through all of their emotions and expressions, and we allow them to feel through it, but it feels like at some point in our age, we were conditioned to not feel our emotions. We were conditioned to shove them down, to avoid them. And that's not okay. It's not healthy. It's not helping anybody. And it just creates a cycle that doesn't serve our highest good. I wanted to remind you that it's okay for you to feel your feelings. It's okay for you to be in your sadness, and you don't have to be happy to go hang out with your friends. Like, you can just come as you are, within that grief, within the sadness, within the joy, within all of the amazing things that you have to offer. You can come and be as you are. I wanted to remind you to give yourself permission to feel what you feel. To give yourself compassion, to give yourself patience, to give yourself gratitude for where and who you are today, right now in this moment. Transmutation is a powerful tool that us humans get a chance to use. Transmuting my sadness, my pain, and my tears this morning turned into laughing. My laughing turned back into crying. My crying turned back into laughing. And from the laughing, I danced. And from dancing, I journaled. And from journaling, I am here and I am recording. There were so many ways for you to transmute grief, sadness, happiness, whatever you are going through in your life in a way that feels and looks good for you. You don't necessarily have to do what I just said or what worked for me. But I invite you to start exploring things that feel good to you, instead of running away from your sadness. What if you give yourself some time and space to confront it? To ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is this childhood wounding? Was this just hurtful? Am I overreacting? Probably not. Our emotions are here to help serve us and to help teach us. Deep breath. Yes. Mental health in Black communities. Before I stop recording for the day, I just really want to hit on mental health in Black communities and how breathwork, therapy, healing sessions have not always necessarily been available to us. Black people in America have been taught to be strong, even when they have no business bearing all of that weight of societal expectations. We've been shown that love is hard to receive and hard to get. And I want to remind you that you are worthy of love. You don't have to fight to receive love. You don't have to be anything outside of who you are to be loved, to be seen, to be heard. You are more than your gifts. You are more than your talents. You are more than the name that your mother and your father gave you. You are a spiritual being. You are light. You deserve to be poured into just as much as you pour into others. My queen, my king, a reminder to lift up your head, readjust your crown, feel what you need to feel, and know that you are an expansive, multifaceted being. And I see you, and I love you, and you are so, so worthy. I have some meditations available if you check me out on Uncharted Melanin, link in bio. Those will connect you to some meditations if you feel like you need to just take a second, take a breath, and really work through your emotions and to really see them for what they are. I want you to know again that you are so worthy of taking the time to do so. I love you guys, and I will chat with you tomorrow. Hey guys, I had so much fun recording today's podcast episode and truly don't want the conversation to end. So, if you haven't seen in the show notes, you can connect with me over on Instagram at Divine Beautiful Me or Uncharted Melanin, or you could also connect with me over at Thick Sis Yoga. I'd be so happy to answer any questions and just connect with you and get a chance to know what you're doing in your life and how you're showing up within your community. I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow. Stay blessed.